All right, so I wanted to talk more on the Michael Pittman situation. So anybody that saw the videos I posted earlier today, I did a 2023 do not draft piece on Michael Pittman, wide receiver from the Indianapolis Colts. And then erroneous reports began to circulate, an Adam Schefter fake account that got me and a lot of other people. First time I got to admit in the history of this channel, I got spoofed. That Michael Pittman was the one who's being busted by the Colts for pervasive gambling. There's an unnamed Colts player that came out, a report came out today that was involved in very significant gambling. But that report proved to be untrue. I mean, will it still wind up being Pittman? Who knows? It could be anybody. But the bottom line is, for now, we're not going to touch that in terms of if it's Pittman who's being suspended, because we just don't have the report. Now, so then I'll just reiterate the original post that I took down about Pittman. Do not draft Pittman for 2023 fantasy football. So the gist of that, and what really was, for me last season at this time, I was all in on Pittman. I love the fact that Matt Ryan was brought in. Clearly, nobody could have foreseen just how washed he was. And the offensive line aging 100 years overnight. And so Pittman, after a hot start, the first couple of games really just descended into very inconsistent play. The crazy thing is I believe it was 99 catches he had, give or take a few, which was probably the quietest 90 catch season in the history of me playing fantasy football. I had to do a double take because really, once Ryan went down and Taylor went down, the Colts were out of sight, out of mind for me. And then I looked at the end of the season, saw he caught 98, 99 balls, whatever it was, and I was shocked by that number. However, Pittman, less than 1,000 yards receiving with all those catches, 4 touchdowns only, 9 and change per reception, down from 12 plus his first 2 years in the league. So overall, it was disappointing. He had preseason expectations last year. There was thought maybe he could be a low-end wide receiver 1. He was in PPR leagues a low-end wide receiver 2. Less than that in standard formats where he was a wide receiver 3. And now this time around, I want nothing to do with him. I don't think he's going near 90 catches with Anthony Richardson. Very raw accuracy, question marks, mechanic question marks coming out of college from Florida. Very only started one season, 13 starts overall in college. Has a lot of things he needs to clean up with his delivery. More athlete than quarterback right now. They have Alec Pierce. They have Mo Alley Cox. Taylor can catch passes out of the backfield. They signed Isaiah McKenzie. This is an offense I'm avoiding completely. I already did a piece on telling you to avoid Jonathan Taylor. I'm avoiding Michael Pittman. I'm avoiding every Indianapolis Colts skill position player outside of Richardson, who I would draft as a backup only. If you're in Superflex leagues, then you'd be a little more aggressive in single QB formats. You draft him as a backup with significant upside just on the running aspect alone. There's a lot of Justin Fields in him. I've heard the Cam Newton comparisons, but Newton threw the ball better coming out of college. So I'm more of the Justin Fields comparison. But anyway, Michael Pittman will not be on any of my teams this year. I suggest you avoid him as well. Throw him in there with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans as other guys I told you to avoid at the wide receiver position, and just mark them off entirely. Make it simple, your draft sheets. Take out guys like Pittman who just don't have the upside and really are just more or less probably more likely to disappoint than anything. All right, hit that subscribe, hit the notification button. More videos on the way soon, so make sure you are subscribed.